Hi, hello, welcome to the Galactic Consulship Report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Ablossi, be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for Libra rising. If you do not know your rising, start with your North Node. Everything else becomes less accurate. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil you belong. So welcome home. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. As I said, we'll be going ahead today and imposing the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. That's by Isabella Rotman over at Liminal 11 Publishing. We're going to lay 4 cards. That'll be the core essential component and energy of the entire spread. More cards will come out. Those will be to clarify or modify the meanings. Let's begin. We have the Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, full card, and the Lovers. Again, I say the Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, full, and the Lovers one more time. Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, full, and the Lovers. So the Queen of Swords, we call her the Widow. It can be because she's bitter, miserly. It can be that she's solemn and severe. There's been some austerity. Little known secret, the Queen of Swords used to be the Queen of Cups, but now she had to use boundaries and standards, or she would have risked becoming unclean. In the traditional African religions, even Santeria, Condumble, Palero Ifa, this is the Rada tradition. So um, we also have the Seven of Swords. With the Queen of Swords, it means needing. The Queens are needs. Needing some type of clarity, tact, cunning. Now, the Queen of Swords can also be somebody that's has an acumen, some type of technical skill. She could be adept at something, especially intellect, reasoning, communication, or they are wielding some type of supreme authority. Again, queens are needs with the Seven of Swords, needing cunning, tact, or intellect. Now, that means that the truth might be not forthcoming because there may be a hidden enemy. The Seven of Swords, in and of itself, can be, you know, lone wolf kind of energy. To a negative degree, it can be some type of hidden enemy, something fake, phony, fictitious, an imposter, especially coming up against this lover. There's been a trespass and a soulmate union lover's card. That's another individual from the soul group that has closeness. It also could be saying that 7 days ago, something started to happen. I'm getting the energy here of a trespass. Okay. I don't know if these two cards move spaces, but it feels right to me. So we're gonna go ahead. If they got swapped, we're gonna go ahead with this. For those on the video, just a little bit of housekeeping. If we go a little slow, because sometimes I pause for downloads or whatever, depending on the platform you're at, you can fast forward or slow down, not fast forward, but speed up or slow down the playback speed at your leisure, up to twice as fast or half as fast. Is up to you. And then usually, not always, but usually in the show notes or the about section or the description box, there is the Hansa Fatima, the Hamza hands. There's a link there, usually, not always, but usually. It's to a summary for your convenience, my dear. Now, okay, so these two cards, they're swapping. I keep getting swapping energy. All the way to the right just talks about something that's going on up to 16 weeks from now. In this position, it would mean up to 16 days from now. So what I do know is that about a week ago, there was a trespass in a soulmate union. We could also be dealing with because the Queen of Swords and the Lover's card, we could be dealing with somebody who is a Gemini moon, to a lesser degree that they could be some type of Pisces rising. Okay. And then there is some kind of judgment from the divine. This is going to get registered in the record. In the halls of a mentee right now with the Lover's card, if it were the Justice, it would be the Akashic record because there's a trespass here. Um, there's been an alert that went off. And so this could be a judge. Now, this is Kama, Kama, meaning our rationale, our reasoning, our intuition, as it bears upon our intent, our thoughts, our words, our deeds, our actions. Okay, but it's something that could either make an impression, meaning leave a karmic imprint, because the next card out is clarification is the Five of Wands with the Three of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. I mean, yeah, okay. So, yeah, Five of Wands is a karmic lesson of some kind. It can also mean petty, ordinary, and basic. It can mean criminal or demonic. And it gives an inversion here a little bit, especially with the Seven of Swords. So somebody was either they couldn't step up, they couldn't come through, pull through, come hard to stand on business. They couldn't handle up, level up, boss up, G up, grow up, man up, woman up, whatever, what have you. So they missed like a little bit of a glow up with the Lovers card and the Fool card. There could have been new love, a new union, a new bond, a new closeness connection. There could have also been new guides, new ancestors, benevolent ancestors, ascended masters, spirit guides. With the kings, the double kings here, these are typically chiefs of the angelic order if they are some type of like spiritual guide. Somebody here might be a Melchizedek, an earth angel, but they were going to get their role with the King of Pentacles, with the King of Cups. That's the chief of the cherubim, usually that's Archangel Michael. It can also be um, Jesus or the divine, I'll say it that way. Um, it also could be that somebody here was mastering a practical skill and their authentic self, their true nature. That's something that's going to happen in the future. Now, we have a double king so far. So we'll clarify that a little bit later. But two kings in and of itself means a partnership of some kind. More like an alliance is the word. A double ace, a pair of aces would talk about a partnership. But there's orchestrations, machinations, or collaborations, cooperations, co-creations. One of the two. It's more negative here with the Seven of Swords and the Five. A five makes everything reverse. It might as well be a devil out. So the Three of Pentacles in reverse is envy, it's mediocrity, it's petty, ordinary, and basic. Something here is bottom of the barrel. It's not particularly interesting, it's underwhelming, disinteresting. Okay. There could be some unrequited love. There could be somebody that's a dullard that's not stepping up to the bat, fulfilling their purpose, fulfilling their mission here. Something probably was ordained by the divine, yet free will got a little too buck wild and rampant. But we're going to continue here, but that's what I'm getting so far. So we do have a match. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Swords too. So there's conflict. We have the Ace of Swords, Four of Cups. Yeah, so lukewarm, tepid, placid, basic, boring, ordinary. Five of Wands with the Four of Cups. That's I need to detach here. Somebody is wanting King of Four of Cups, wanting to detach from a new beginning. Something here is a bit boring. There's love here that hasn't gone very far, hasn't gotten really off the ground. Somebody has a Gemini moon or something happened during Gemini season since it's in the past. It could very much be the last couple of days if there was a transiting moon in Gemini as well. I'm a little bit tapped out of the lunar lounge right now, the daily tarot buffet. That'll come back whenever it fits. Right now, the universe, the divine isn't asking for it. But this is the truth, Ace of Swords here. Okay, so there was orchestrations, machinations, co-creations. There was some type of agenda, scheming. Something here was sideways, seditious, and sneaky, trifling, treacherous, and treasonous. Pardon me, but let's take it there because the Seven of Swords in and of itself could mean that next to the Lover's card, something was fake and phony. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. That's what it is. And we have a double queen here, so there's some conflict. Now we have a Ten of Cups. So that usually means happily ever after. It can mean the divine, how things are in the heavens, with the Eight of Swords and the World card and the Ten of Swords here. Okay, so let's talk about it, because we have a double 10, we have a double Queen, and that usually means a couple few things. And let's go down this timeline a little bit. Yeah, because there's detachment, there's a breakup, there's terms and conditions of the universe. Somebody needs to have a rude awakening, but we're going to go to a different capstone. Let's just give it a moment. Okay, so we're coming from this solemnness, this austerity on an emotional level, because somebody couldn't handle up level up Five of Wands. The solemn energy is the Queen of Swords. We call it the widow. It doesn't always mean we lost a relationship. It could have meant a false start, a misconnection, what almost was but never came to be. And that could be romantic, it could be spiritual, it could be emotional, financial, mental. There was a loss that was sustained karmically. Five of Wands is a karmic lesson, and we had to walk on, carry on, anchor that into the physical, and turn that into some type of truth. And it took a minute, because now we got the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So Queen of Swords, Eight of Swords, queens or needs something to yield to our authority. Now, I'm gonna tell you what's up, because the Eight of Swords can mean rules, regulations, restrictions. When we're dealing with another party, it means having to wrangle down and be restrained. Use restraint, practice restraint, or actually being restrained, as in confined. 7, 8, 10. With the Fool, that's not a good sign, because what that means is that the celestial court systems involve 7 of Swords is the trespass, Eight of Swords is the confinement, Ten of Swords is the sentencing. We've skipped over Nine of Swords, which means the conviction, the indictment of being found guilty. Okay, with the Five of Wands, this was not positive. And it looks like we got cleared, something got kind of pushed, taken over, canceled out on our end. With the Sun and the Ten of Swords together, that's good, because somebody has their Sun in Gemini, or during the Gemini season, which was June 22nd to July 21st, give or take a day or two, there was an event that went down. Something went down. Okay, now we're a few months out, about 3 to 4 months from that period. And that's the truth. We have the Ace of Swords here. So there was a decision made and rendered, and we've already got a new beginning. And this is a completely new book. World card and the Fool card, a completely new book. So the slate has been wiped clean, but there's still some karmic residue, which negates this slate being wiped clean, which means that this lesson, karmic lesson, needs to get anchored into the physical, integrated, so we can move on. Because we don't have a preponderance of 9s. We have a preponderance of 10s, a pair of 10s. 2 10s in a reading means culmination. A cycle is completed, and literally we're transitioning from a completion. That's what culmination means, transitioning from a completion, integrating, moving on. It's kind of like wiping the board clean and going back to the drawing board, starting fresh from scratch. So Sun and the World card, that's the world of like soul retrieval or healing, growth, expansion, vitality, renewal, enlightenment, illumination, enumeration. That's when we figure out the why of the why of the why of the why, and it was delivered to us on high from the divine. And I'm hearing a song, I'm wishing on a star, to find out where I'm wishing on a dream. So love came through, pulled through, and it was fumble. Because we have the Devil card on our side, the Ace of Cups here, Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, Strength card, La Imperatrice, Empress. Okay, so let me just tell you, because the way this energy comes out, it means a couple few things. Now we have the Devil and the Five of Wands. So there was something, I'm going to say demonic. Now, demon, there's levels to this. So a lower level demon is unhealed, unawakened, but they have some type of strong will or desire that kind of makes them defy the divine. It doesn't always mean that they go up against God, they forsake the Lord, they forsake the divine. It can just mean that they step out of alignment with their soul purpose, with their sacred calling, with their divine mission here upon the earth. It can mean that their free will got in the way of divine will, what was promised, what was intended. Because we have the Ten of Cups here, so that's what was intended for our life. The Ten of Swords was something got canceled out or cleared away. And remember, betrayal never comes from the enemy. So when we have the strength and the devil together, especially since the devil's on our side, it means that we actually had to deal with the devil, but it never kind of made it through. It never got in. It also means that some love was either rejected here. Lover's card with the Four of Cups is a rejection. It could also have felt like unrequited love, but we integrated this lesson, Eight of Swords and the Strength card. We literally grabbed that by the reins and we moved through, carried through. With the Empress and the Devil here, it would mean that there was some type of dark feminine or, dark matriarch. It could have meant that there was rage or anger. And so we had to post up, like, in the cut, sitting deep. We had to go inward and deal with our emotions. Now, also, the Devil card is here with the King of Pentacles. So it can just be something that resolves itself during because the sun is out too. So something that resolves itself anywhere from December 21st to December 22nd to June 21st, somewhere starting around the solstice. It could, probably unlikely there, but it could be dealing with somebody with a Capricorn sun sign or to a lesser degree an Aries rising. Because for a Libra rising sign, we have the sun transiting our 12th house, which means that there's things going on behind our back, over our head, out of our hands. And it's really going to talk about what's happening with our eternal life or our divine self, really what's going on in our heavenly house. Now, there's both good and bad here. So what this looks like is that there was something, but it kind of healed, it worked itself out because this Five of Wands is even coming out with the World card, which means that karmic lesson was integrated. They're even knighting each other. The Five of Wands is knighting the Lover's card and the World card. So Queen of Swords, Eight of Swords, yielding to some authority. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, needing something to be finally over, meaning a breakthrough. Because it looks like we got canceled or rejected. Yet what that did was it initiated us into something, some kind of heavenly class. Or are there any knights here? No, and let's do some of this clarification. So we have a double 10. A pair of tens means culmination. What's that about? Nine of Swords. So that's shame, guilt, or it's haunting. And that's the indictment or conviction. It came out face up. So that's on our side because love got offered to us, but there was some type of karmic lesson or battle, contest, competition. And the Five of Wands is coming out in the past. So we could have fumbled something and we got a little bit stuck there. We have a pair of sevens here, so that's an alert. Seven of Cups is a mirage, an illusion. Something isn't as it appears. It could be glamour, gas magic, gaslighting, mirror magic. Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups. Seven of Swords is manipulation. Seven of Cups is a facade, unhealed, unawakened. Because we had to withdraw our energy, move on, move forward, because this other side was being sneaky in some kind of way. So something didn't feel right, and we had to go towards, because the strength card is on our side, so we had to go towards strength, courage, and wisdom, emotional fortitude. We're using the Cosmic Coven Tarot by Lisa Lazenby to clarify any type of combinatory energy, meaning pairings. And that's over at Ripe Avocado. We'll also be using the Vida Sibila by Los Scarabeo to clarify any type of correlative or corresponding energy here. This pair of sevens said that, hey, there was a union. There should have been a union. That got canceled out. There was supposed to be a soulmate union here. The divine feminine came online, or there, because the Empress, or there was some type of nurturing and creativity, or there was some type of gestation, conception, or lastly, there was some type of synergistic energy. The Empress also means like a very positive chart, whether its energies match up or the stars were aligned or whatever. We have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles, clarifying this Ten of Cups, which is clarifying the pair of sevens. A pair of sevens is an alert, an alarm. Something should have been recognized. Something wasn't right. We needed to tap into wisdom, wise counsel. And it's because there was some kind of happily ever after that didn't go anywhere. It was canceled out. Five of Swords, Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords. Three of Swords is the suspension. Five of Swords is the revocation or rescission. Ten of Swords is the cancellation. Five of Swords is the hidden enemy or the self-interest. Seven of Swords is the lone wolf or the sneaky, reeky-deaky, tweaky, sideways, seditious, and treasonous. Queen of Pentacles was the golden goose, the person of high worth and value. We were the Eight of Cups, so we walked on by, moved forward, we withdrew our energy, and then out comes the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. So somebody integrated in a karmic lesson. And it's telling me now that I've worked through this energy that actually, since the strength card is on our side, we were never the Five of Wands. We imposed some type of danda. We repelled some energy or rebuked it because it wasn't working. Something was sneaky or unclear or uncertain, or somebody had access to us and didn't declare their intention, state their mission, define their objective. And because of rules, regulations, and restrictions, standards, and boundaries, there was no franchise and purchase. And I say that because of I saw a Three of Wands somewhere. So the moment came for something to continue and go forth, but there was infighting. It got repelled. Somebody might have also felt some kind of way. Because Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups, that's needing fulfillment. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, that's wanting to work something out, to align. Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, that's needing cunning strategy, tactics, truth. Queen of Cups, Seven of Cups, that's needing to channel, conjure, or pierce the veil, see the mystery. Because it required, or it was predicated upon opening up some type of offer or access to love. Ace of Cups is on the other person's side. Over here with the Devil card and the Stone card, it means we were too powerful or boundaried. Somebody just couldn't work us not work with us. They couldn't work on us or work around us in some kind of way. Seven of Cups and the Devil. So somebody here was unhealed, unawakened. They had a lot of projection, suppression, oppression, repression, manipulation. That didn't work. It got completely canceled out. We healed. Sun sign. If especially if we didn't pop up with the mouth and curse anybody out, or we didn't go ham hocking crazy on somebody, because the Sun card and the Devil could mean aggressive, overt aggression. But if that didn't happen, it would mean something comes out of the dark into the light, and oftentimes it means that something got eclipsed. With the Three of Pentacles, there might have been some type of cabal, coven, clique of a dark nature. There might have been an altar that was designed to restrict us in some way, block in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. I wouldn't say that, but because we don't have enough pair of eights to spell work. But with the Strength card, that's the High Witch, the bloodline witch. And we have two sevens here. So there was some type of triangulation, manipulation, obfuscation here. I want to see what this Five of Wands is with the Strength card. Yeah, mercante. So things were lined up and waiting. Again, we're using the Veda Sibila to clarify these combinatorial and correlative energies. Yeah, with Lamanti, love was lying and waiting. The Three of Wands, it came through, but somebody, not us, was peacocking. When they came back around, it was performative. And we were virginal. Panchula, it doesn't always mean chaste. It could mean inexperienced. So since we didn't know what to do with the energy, we were direct, and there was a lack of directness here. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords. That was withheld. Yeah, you see, so this Fanchula, disgrazia, there was a breakdown somewhere, and it happened quite suddenly. Something tried to come in close and switch up on us. I completely believe that, coming out after La Superbia, the peacocking, the performance. So something couldn't come in. And again, like I said, betrayal never comes from the enemy. We have Ilardo and Disgrazia here in the clarifiers with La Casa. Something came in to acquire a safe space, a tender, warm and fuzzy part of ourselves. It tried to come in to our Queen of Cups area, our emotional stillness and purity. And it didn't act right. It didn't handle up Five of Wands. So we became the Queen of Swords. With the Eight of Swords, we made them yield to our authority by establishing some type of boundary, which might not have been spoken. There's no Five of Swords here. The Eight of Swords is here, but it's so far removed from the Queen. Yeah, because what we have is the Seven of Swords is running into the Five of Wands and away from the Lovers. Somebody felt a connection to us and didn't say it, and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't manifest. And they took an action because they needed something, fulfillment. They wanted fulfillment in some kind of way. And instead of dialogue and discussion, the conversation, they rested on the Lord's leggeretta. They went into a cocoon in some kind of way, shape, form, or another, and formed a union with someone else that's not in full alignment. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a nemesis. It means that this person has access to their warm and tender space, and they looked at us as a person with resentment, or that they had a resentment towards us because we weren't as we appeared. It might have been that we seemed like some type of prey, and turned out we were the predator. And I don't always mean harm and all of that stuff. Very well can be, but we might have looked naive or innocent, ignorant, or inept, or something like that, when really we were just boundaried and sovereign. So they took our personal power and our silence as some type of affront, because something changed up very suddenly out of the blue, Ilardo. And there was a discussion around it. So they received counsel on this. And people thought they knew what was up. They thought about it, but it was misperception. I don't think the love was communicated, but it does read here like some type of rejection, Four of Cups. And the Lover's card with the Devil always means some type of unrequited love. So let's look at the Pop of Love Oracle by Vibe About It Tarot. You can find it over at Etsy. And the reason is because we have the Ten of Cups here, okay, with the Lovers. So that's your love. We have something here for love, but it's also thoroughly confirmed here with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So that's a match. Yeah, denial of connection. I realize there's something between us, but I do not have the time or capacity to understand it. Everything is too much, too soon, and I have other things I need to deal with. This is on the grounds of Twin Flame, Future Focus, and Dark Night of the Soul. This is on the side of the other Dark Night of the Soul. There's a narrative here. I'm fighting my demons and re-examining my actions. It is life-altering and extremely painful. At times, I fight against the changes, but I know it must happen for me to evolve. And then we have our own personal narrative here. I've been working on my self-worth and recognizing the issues that have been holding me back. I'm trying to heal myself by loving myself first. So we're in, hey, mademoiselle, come over here, be quiet. I can't handle your caterwauling. She's in her needy season. If you can hear the cat, the temple kitty in the background. So we're under the self-love energy, and the person that we're dealing with is in this dark night of the soul because they've been denying the connection. All right. Too fast, too slow. There's another person involved, afraid of hurting you or hurting themselves. Okay, pardon me. Not ready for deep connection, wrong timing, and can't or won't commit. All right. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. This is a quick prayer for all those still lost out there. Illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the sea of time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional love, and universal oneness. Upon we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We ask that our steps be ordered, our path be illuminated, and that we find salvation and redemption in this lifetime. May we be happy. May we be whole. May we be at peace. May we receive everything we ever wanted, starting with what we deserve. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandava, and ashe, sayonara, das vidanya, aveda zain. If anything resonated deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. There, again, we'll just see you in the next one. Take good care of yourself. Arrivederci, das vidanya, aveda zain.